on the right track for getting the culture going in the right direction. How might that impact what happens with this team in the offseason?
Well, I think, Mark mentioned it earlier, it could be a destination for some people because they realize that they've got a good thing going. And they've made it to the playoffs, and they almost made it to the Western Conference Finals. And they also, did it without Andre Burakovsky, who was a big part of the regular season. You look at the offseason they had last year. They brought in Burakovsky. They bought in Bjorkstrand for the Columbus Blue Jackets. And that really helped. Matty Beniers wasn't there last year. He played a few games the previous year, but this last year he's a rookie. Really helped this team get to that next level. So, yeah, there's a lot of excitement there. They've got some work to do, but I think a real good foundation to start with.
I got it, and I'm going to, what you talked about earlier, how excited are they to get going next year? I mean, they got to be ready for game one already because of all that. You get a taste of success. Everybody gets a taste. You're that close to the Western Conference. I love that, like you said, you get to that second year of destination where UFAs all of a sudden are looking at, the Seattle team's legit now. Get a little Northwest. The Pacific Northwest weather for a winter isn't the worst thing on earth. But they really have got to be jacked up for what they've got to see. Everybody, top to bottom in this organization, what they have done now in 2 years is spectacular.
One decision that has to be made here, guys, is what to do with Vince Dunn. Had a really good year on the back end, and he's a restricted free agent.
Yeah, which means, there's a little bit of certainty as far as the Seattle Kraken go, but I think that's a priority. They don't have a lot of big names on the back end. Vince Dunn would certainly fall into that category. He's their number one defenseman. He's on the power play, quarterbacks the power play, very important part of their offense. So, yeah, that is certainly a priority. I'd also like to see them maybe get another top flight defenseman, a guy who play in their top four, whether it's on the power play, in 5-on-5 situations. Carson Soucy, who I thought had a fantastic season, physical guy. He's an unrestricted free agent, and there might be a lot of teams who want to go after some beef, who want to go after some size in the back end that's physical, and he certainly fits that category. The thing with Ron Francis is he does have a little bit of cap space to work with, and that's part of the reason they got Oliver Bjorkstrand this last year. When the Columbus Blue Jackets brought in Johnny Gaudreau, they had to shed some salary, and Ronnie Francis was there, and he was able to bring in Bjorkstrand because he had that room. So have some decisions to make, but they also have some room to make those financial decisions.
Yeah, and when you talk about Seattle, the first thing that jumps out with their defense. Their defense is so solid, one of the best as a group. But I'm going to jump up to the forwards, Matty Beniers, and how excited it would be he is going to be to come back with all the skill that he's got now. We can get Burakovsky, but if we can get somebody back here, pull in a big name to help this young shining star become a superstar would be absolutely incredible because he's shown he belongs. He's shown he's a goal scorer. He is a stud in this league. And now we get somebody else to not only just help him out as maturing as an NHLer, but somebody else as skilled as him to play with, that thinks the game like him and as exciting as a player as he is.
And keep in mind, too, Shane Wright, who started the season with the Kraken, got sent back to junior. He's not necessarily going to play with a Matty Beniers, but he's another guy they're really hoping for very big things from.
And one of the big things about Seattle, the balance. They had 18 players in the playoffs score at least one goal.